Well, hello there. My name is Sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Last time, I showed you a preview of my BloodBlade, and today, it's time to look at the build in more detail. I've only used Nightblade skill lines, world skills and scribe abilities for this one, so no subclassing is required. Rianmiel Rose is my Stamina Nightblade, my very first character. We have explored most of Tamriel together and really is quite dear to my dark heart. Rianmiel is a Dharma female and a stage 4 vampire. I have all of our attribute points on stamina, and we are walking under the Lover boon to maximize physical and spell penetration. Let's start with a quick look at champion points. In Warfare, my active stars are Weapons Expert, Thaumaturge, Wrathful Strikes and Untamed Aggression. In Fitness, I have Bloody Renewal, Relentlessness, Fortified and Boundless Vitality. In Craft, I have, it seems I have to change these one moment. Do choose the craft stars that make playing fun for you. Then, to abilities. I have given Rianmiel 2 sets of swords. Our backup set is poisoned with a basic ground lethal poison. I used this poison for our test run through Crypt of Hearts. I will show you a suggestion for what to replace this with a bit later. Abilities first. We will start with Dark Shade. This summons a shadow to fight by Riley's side. The shade attacks nearby enemies to deal a set amount of magic damage and to also afflict them with minor maim, which reduces the damage enemies do. I really like my shade, but you can replace this with any curse you prefer. Next, I have Degeneration from Mage's Guild. This deals a set amount of magic damage to a single enemy over 22 seconds. Degeneration also grants really major brutality and sorcery, which boost weapon and spell damage. And if you unlock Mage's Guild skill line's Might of the Guild passive, you will receive Empower for 10 seconds every time you use a Mage's Guild ability. Pretty sweet, n'est-ce pas? What would a vampire build be without Blood Mist? I use this one often and still love the level of immersion it brings. Blood Mist allows you to leap upon enemies as Red Mist to deal a set amount of magic damage to all enemies around every 2 seconds over 20 seconds. While the effect lingers, Blood Mist also heals you for a bit. This gets a boost from vampire passives, so do remember to unlock those. Moving on, we have Deadly Cloak. This wraps Rianmiel into a shroud of shrapnel that pulsates out to deal damage to all enemies within reach for 20 seconds at a time. Deadly Cloak also grants you Major Evasion, which reduces damage from area attacks. This is a fun ability, but if you would like to use another shield, please do. Last on this set of swords, I have a scribed ability, Bloody Contingency. This draws runes on Rayleigh. When we use an ability with a cost, those runes trigger to do all sorts of nasty things. My Bloody Contingency deals a set amount of bleed damage to enemies within reach, both instantly and over time. This also grants really minor force, which gives a boost to critical damage. Fun. Let's switch to our main weapons, then another set of swords. First, our spammer, Bloodthirst. This allows Rayleigh to slash at an enemy 4 times to deal a set amount of bleed damage and to also heal for a bit. This ability sounds amazing and the level of immersion is okay too. Bloodthirst has no cooldown, but it does come with a slight channel time. Then another scribed ability, Bloody Knife. This allows Rayleigh to toss a dagger at enemies to deal damage both leaving and arriving. Bless. So this one deals physical damage to a single enemy when leaving and bleed damage to the enemies between Rayleigh and the first enemy struck when returning. My Bloody Knife also deals overtime bleed damage to all enemies it touches and afflicts enemies with lifesteal that heals Rayleigh while the effect lingers. Next, we have Blood Grace. This allows Rayleigh to slice through a single enemy with both weapons to deal a set amount of bleed damage instantly and then more over the next 20 seconds. And each time this deals damage, it also heals Rayleigh. This does have a 20-second tick time, so Bloody Grace tends to be a once per battle type of an ability. Moving on, we have Killer's Blade. This is my finisher. Killer's Blade allows Riley to thrust steel through a single enemy to deal a set amount of disease damage. If that enemy has less than half their health left, this does up to 400% more damage. Joy. And if the enemy dies within 2 seconds of being struck, this also heals Riley. Such a convenient ability, this is perfect for a Vampblade. And last, our main heal. Reaper's Mark marks a single enemy and afflicts them with minor breach, which reduces physical and spell resistance. When the marked enemy dies, Riley is healed to full health and granted minor berserk for 10 seconds. Minor berserk increases damage done by 10% for 10 seconds at a time. I try to keep this active at all times, so that as a marked enemy dies, I mark the next victim. That way you can maximize the uptime of berserk. Our ultimate is quite obviously Swarming Cyan. This sends Riley into monster form and summons bats to swarm around her, to tear at the flesh of her enemies. This is by far the most immersive ultimate ever made, but the damage isn't the greatest. Still, lots of fun. And then, passives. As mentioned, Riley is my main, so I have all the passives. I think the most important ones are class skill and passives, and also passives from dual wield, medium armor, mage's guild and vampire skill lines. Alchemy is a must if you make your own potions and potions, and you will obviously want all racial passives too. This is probably a good time for rotation. I like to use Summon Shade before doing anything else. Then I cast Deadly Cloak, mark an enemy with Degeneration, leap into a horde as Blood Mist, cast Bloody Contingency and switch weapons. After using Reaper's Mark, I cast Bloody Knife and Blood Grace and continue to spam Bloodthirst until it's time to end it all with Killer's Blade. This rotation works really well with mobs, but with bosses, refreshing abilities from the back bar is a must. Let's move on to gear then. I have my usual 2 full 5-piece sets and a monster set up. First, an Overland set from Westfield, a total must for Vampire Immersion. Macabre Vintage adds to weapon and spell damage. When you kill an enemy, they burst into a bloody mess which deals half of their health's worth of bleed damage to all enemies within reach. This is a seriously super fun set, highest recommendation. I have this covering all weapons and all jewelry slots. My main set of swords is sharpened, so I'll get more physical and spell penetration, and enchanted to deal shock damage. For my backup swords, I had to settle for 1 sharpened and 1 infused. These 2 are poisoned, I will return to that soon. For my jewelry, I used a multi-enchant to get more weapon and spell damage. Our second set drops from Bloodroot Forge, a group dungeon from Horns of the Reach DLC. This adds to critical chance and weapon and spell damage. With a full set on, you'll get a 20% boost to bleed damage attacks. And I do believe the mess from Macabre Vintage gets a boost from this set, so more is more. Pieces from group dungeons drop with randomized traits, so I used transmute crystals to make mine divine. It kinda hurts to think how many I used, but it was totally worth it. Picking out a monster set was a bit of a problem. I wanted to use something super immersive and messy, but, well, stats won immersion at this point. I chose Lady Malikda, a PvP set from Imperial City. The helm drops when you slay Lady Malikda in the Imperial City, and shoulders can be purchased from merchants in your alliance base. I'm a bit uncertain about this, so do use your preferred monster set here. Lady Malikda adds to physical and spell penetration. With both pieces on, dealing direct damage creates a bit of a lightning storm that afflicts enemies in its path with minor innovation. Shock damage also comes into the picture, obviously. I might want to replace this with Falcon Scoria. It has the same penetration boost, but the flame damage is a bit more PvE friendly. Let's now take a look at potions and poisons. When testing my BloodBlade build, I had major issues with sustain. Stamina seems to run out much faster than Magicka, and it's also quite slow to regenerate. To sort out this issue, I would look at foods and alchemical solutions. Using a poison which restores stamina to the user is a good choice, and you can add all sorts of fun debuffs and overtime effects to your poisons. As for potions, well, let's cook up a potion to boost weapon damage and to restore stamina. Knocking back one of these during combat should help with sustain and also give a boost to damage numbers. I went back to Crypt of Hearts with new potions and poisons, and it did give me a bit more sustain against boss enemies. Using fully charged heavy attacks also restores a bit of stamina, so even if it feels slow, we really should use heavy attacks as a part of our rotation. My second battle against the Illumbris twins was 20 seconds faster, so time-wise, the difference isn't huge. Switching poisons did make my build feel more intuitive and somehow more effortless, so that is a huge bonus. Reinventing my main character has, once again, been a delightful adventure. Even though I considered subclassing, I'm happy I stuck with a more classic approach to a Nightblade Vampire. I have had so much fun venturing through delves as BloodBlade, and I do hope you'll enjoy this build. Next time, I will show you the cosmetics I used to achieve Rianmiel's pale look. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.